tornado. This is just the possibility that a tornado is in this area. So if you live in places like Cades, Clark Crossroads, Hogeye Crossroads, Baker Crossroads, all the way from Cade Road to Babe Road, certainly go ahead and move into that interior location away from all windows. Try to get as many walls in between you and the outside of your house as possible, and try to get away from those windows as well. We're going to turn our velocity scans on. So this is a way that we can kind of get an idea of where there could be rotation within this storm. And basically our green here showing up, that is radar winds toward the radar location, and red is away. And so what we're looking at here is a tiny little area here with some broad rotation aloft. Now keep in mind, this is really far away from where our radar is located. So it's kind of hard for the radar to pick it up at the low levels at this distance, because by the time it's out here, the radar is scanning in the middle part of the storm. So there is the possibility that we could be looking at rotation aloft here. Now, again, this is primarily to the very far end of Williamsburg County. So here's Kingstree. We're talking about the possibility of something all the way to the north of Kingstree, and I'm going to measure this out here so we get a good idea of how far away from Kingstree that this could be. This is about 7.5 to 8 miles to the north and west of Kingstree. So with this in mind, maybe you have family or friends in the Kingstree area right now. They're thinking about maybe heading out. It's 11:42. Maybe they're heading out to lunch or something like that. Go ahead and shoot them a text. Even better, give them a call. Hey, heads up, don't drive up 52, because if you were to leave Kingstree right now and drive up 52, that could put you right into this tornado warning, and that's not where we want to be. So the latest details from the National Weather Service in Wilmington, who issues the warnings for Williamsburg County, is that this is in place until 12:15. And basically what they're looking at is, as of 11:40, a severe thunderstorm, which again I'll put on our reflectivity scan so we can get an idea of what we're looking at here. This section of the storm is capable of producing a tornado. Mainly seeing a lot of outflow dominant winds here, so I'm not very well convinced that we have a tornado on the ground at this time. However, there is just the slightest little bit of a kink here, so certainly worth, again, if you're in this area, maybe you have family or friends in Lake City. I know that's outside of our coverage zone. In between Kingstree and Lake City, maybe you have family or friends off 52 here. It's a good idea to just go ahead and give them a call, heads up. Hey, let's move into that interior room away from all windows. The best piece of advice I can give you is just try to get as many walls in between you and the outside of your house as possible. So for me, at my family's house, that would be an interior room underneath the stairs, because then you have the walls under the stairs technically, and then another set of walls. That's 2 different walls, as many as you can get between you and the outside of your house. I want to zoom out and I want to show you a look at the full picture. If you're watching us right now from Charleston, if you're watching us from Georgetown, Somerville, Moncks Corner, absolutely no severe threat. This is only for Williamsburg County. This is in our DMA, so we are going to continue to cover this until this is gone. But again, it is not a concern for anywhere from Kingstree to the south. Now in Kingstree at this time, we do have, again, a pretty strong thunderstorm beginning to move through, but no rotation noted within this line and within this thunderstorm. It's just gusty outflow winds there. And more than likely, that's what we're looking at with this tornado warning as well. Basically, this is issued as an abundance of caution, considering how far away it is from the actual radar station. So when we're scanning this storm, it's pretty hard to see all the way out there. And I just switched over to our Wilmington radar station. I want to show you how far away it is from the storm itself, because at this distance of over 70 miles, it is really challenging to actually be able to tell exactly the rotation on a low level. So that's why they went ahead and issued this tornado warning. It's just out of an abundance of caution. And so with that in mind, if your phone was just triggered, you're watching us right now, you're to the north of Kingstree, somewhere on Highway 52, it's a good idea to move to your safe place. We're going to zoom right back on in. Let's pull up some of the communities in the area that could be affected here. Basically anywhere along 52, which is North Williamsburg County Highway, in that area. If you're in that area at all, just in that general area, it's a great idea to just move into that indoor location and stay put until this completely passes. But for Cades If you're in that area, that's the area we are concerned with. So that includes Cade Road. That includes places like Megaforce Ministries. I'm diving in here, Willow Creek Transmission, Sydney's One Stop Gasoline. In that area right now, there is a tornado warning. So go ahead and stay in that interior room away from all windows. Other roads in the area right now, Cade's United Methodist Church, Justice Avenue, Hampton Avenue, Palmetto Street. Everyone in these areas, it's time to just hunker down and stay put until this expires or moves out of here. Now, the good news is that this is a quick moving system, and the more I look at this, the less I'm seeing any signs of actual problems with this. It is looking very outflow dominant to me, and what I mean by that is mainly just winds that are gusting out of the storm and not really seeing a huge area of rotation, especially with this latest scan. So again, what we are looking for are areas where the red and green are right next to each other. We would be looking for a defined couplet, and I am certainly not seeing that at this time at all. So that's what we're looking at right now. We'll continue to keep you posted here, but this is slowly beginning to move out of Williamsburg County. So really not much longer from now, we'll be able to get off the air and not have to talk about this at this point. But we are looking at the potential for, at minimum though, some damaging wind gusts in excess of 60 miles per hour in this area. So once again, if you live anywhere in Williamsburg County, on the far edge of Williamsburg County, up 52, it's actually already past 52 at this point, and it is almost out of the DMA. This is a fast-moving storm. We're talking moving at 45, 50 miles per hour. So we're almost done with this, but we're going to hold on here as our tornado warning does not expire until 12:15, but pretty soon it will be out of Williamsburg County. I have meteorologist Brant Beckman with me here as well. And we're just going to go ahead and guide you with what you can expect with this storm here over the next, say, 10, 15 minutes. It'll probably be out of here, Brant. We're in boxes right now, and, you know, I'm looking at this. I'm not seeing a very defined area of rotation right now, but still a good idea to go ahead and move in that interior room, right?
Yeah, not only that, you also have people wondering, they're down south, they're like, well, when's it coming to Moncks Corner? When's it coming to Charleston? When's it coming to all the, it's not going in any of those places. This is in far north Williamsburg County. This is moving to the northeast. This is moving up eventually into northern portions of Horry County. Georgetown County may want to keep an eye on this, if only because you still have that line of thunderstorms that's to the south here. And that is moving kind of in an east-northeast direction, but this is not tornadic right now. Anything
right.
Kingstree or south moving to the east here towards Georgetown County is not tornadic at this time. And you keep looking to the south here, you can see that these thunderstorms just have nothing to them. We don't even have rain south of Moncks Corner. So really a non-threatening situation as you get south of there. So our biggest concern right now is going to be this tornado warning in northern Williamsburg County. And you were indicating that things are already looking a little bit better.
Right. It's almost out of here as well. I mean, right now, just looking at our velocity scans, not really much here to show me that we are looking at a confirmed tornado on the ground. But again, with a distance about 70 miles away from the radar site, there is some cause for concern here. There's a tornado warning in place until 12:15. So if you live in this tiny section of Williamsburg County, maybe you have family or friends kind of east of Lake City, up 341 in this area. If we want to zoom in a little bit more, we can talk about some of the communities out here. For example, Leo or Lee Crossroads. Go ahead and give them a call, tell them to move into that interior room and just stay put until this fully clears out of here. It's already past 52 at this point, so it's moving really quickly through these areas, and not much longer it'll be completely out of Williamsburg County, at which point we can stop covering this. But again, this is just for a very tiny sliver of northern Williamsburg County. So it doesn't even include Kingstree. At this point, Kingstree, the severe threat, is completely over. This is that line of just completely outflow dominant winds, so no worries about a tornado around Kingstree, and that's already to the east of Kingstree, so we're all good there. This will continue to move off to the north and east with time, so eventually Conway is up next, but again, the area of concern is just right here down to the south and east of Lake City. Pretty soon, what the National Weather Service in Wilmington will likely do is they will continue this tornado warning, but they will exclude Williamsburg County, and they will likely keep it in place right here. Maybe they'll consider extending it and pushing it out towards even places farther off to the east. But at this point, Williamsburg County, not too much of a concern. I mean, it is moving along very quickly, and it's looking like things are starting to wrap up. Plus, you notice that this is just a very straight line. What we're looking at, Brant, usually is something with a little bit of a hook, or a little bit of, our red touching our green that we would call a couplet in those areas. That would be a little more concerned about if we actually saw that right now, which clearly we don't.
Yeah, it's been really quick spin-ups all day. They've only lasted, 5 or 10 minutes, but usually the warnings last for 30 minutes. National Weather Service, sure that they are monitoring it as it pushes to the east northeast, and this has been going on all day up in the Midlands. So we're just on the end of the smorgasbord here. We've only received one of these, and it really has not been all that proficient. There's not been any tornado reports of any of these that have actually touched the ground. A lot of radar indicated rotation. They're just hitting one after another, and then the rotation disappears and it moves on to bother someone else. And that's what it's been doing. It's been doing whack-a-mole here with this line all through the morning. Now, the good news is that the area of rotation that they were talking about, it's barely distinguishable now on velocity.
Right.
It's moving to the northeast. It's almost completely out of Williamsburg County. We still have that area that is, in Williamsburg County. This is nothing to sneeze at. This is a pretty good line of thunderstorms that could be producing, 40, 50 mile per hour gusts as it pushes to the east. National Weather Service indicates there's potential for 60 in there, but there's been a lot of weakening just in the last 10 minutes or so. So that's the good news with that. Georgetown, I put you on notice just for those gusty winds and potentially a little bit of heavy rain, but that's basically what we're looking at right now.
Yeah, I'd say at this point, this storm has completely become just outflow dominant. I would be very surprised if we do have a tornado within this section of the line, and it's almost outside of Williamsburg County here, so we're probably going to be able to let you go here pretty soon. But again, what we're looking at is just a really impactful line of storms either way, because we still have those gusty winds like you were mentioning. So places down 261, Kingstree, for example, maybe you have family or friends in Kingstree. I pointed this out earlier. They want to go out for lunch. It's 11:53. Best idea not to drive east at this time. It's already moved through.
Yeah.
You can definitely drive west, no problems there, but definitely stay put if you can, because again, this is still moving off to the east with time. So Stuckey, Hemingway, you're up next with this line of showers and thunderstorms, but we are almost fully clear out of Williamsburg County. It was only out for a very tiny section of Williamsburg County. And another scan just goes to show not much happening there with our velocity scan of concern. So looking pretty good.
Yeah, the good news, I did. I had a lot of questions. I was live briefly upstairs, and a lot of the questions that I got, well, what about when's this getting to Moncks Corner? Well, what does Charleston have to worry about? Gusty winds, not even rain at this point. You go south of here, there's nothing. I mean, we are looking at maybe a few showers coming through at best. We really missed most of the action. It's all up to the north here. You can see at the very tippy top of Williamsburg County up towards Kingstree. Georgetown, I mean, you're in the conversation for maybe a severe thunderstorm warning continuing on, but even those showers are starting to dissipate at this point. There's a 50-50 shot that Georgetown doesn't get a drop of rain out of this, let alone severe thunderstorm warning or tornado warning. Now, you're east of this, you're going towards places like Horry County. Yes, they're going to have to keep an eye on this, as this line has had a history of producing tornado warnings through the morning, through the Midlands. Ask Columbia, they've been busy all morning. Orangeburg County had this as well, but this is the most potent part of the line. It's moving northeast. It's moving away from our area and areas of the low country. Moncks Corner, Ondahl, Somerville, Hanahan, Charleston, Walterboro, you are way to the southwest of this. In fact, you're getting a cool rain here over the next hour. This is all going to push through. No thunderstorm activity to the west of this. It is just general showers coming through. This is the only area of concentration. And if we zoom back into Williamsburg County, we can see that even just, the eyeball test here just does not pass for strong thunderstorm, severe weather line here. It did 30 minutes ago. It did even 10 minutes ago, but now it's starting to fall apart, and that's good news. So they're continuing this tornado warning. This was the origination point. This is where you had your rotation, and as it expands outward, you're not seeing any of that rotation left. I mean, this lasted maybe 10 minutes, and National Weather Service obviously going to play the cautious side here with this. You have just a little indication that something was there. like footprints in the snow, but it's gone. It's really starting to wrap up here in the opposite direction. It's fallen apart, and we're going to keep an eye on it and see if you get a little bit more of that rotation, a little bit more of that couplet coming back. But at this point, it's really not holding on. And this has been the story of the last 8 to 9 tornado warnings that have been posted up in the Midlands, is that these tornado warnings just don't last all that long. And then they move on, and you get a tornado warning popping up somewhere else in the line, usually in a northerly direction along these lines. So this southerly line is displaying that exact scenario right now as it's continuing to push to the east.
While we wait for the National Weather Service to probably end up removing this tornado warning, I do want to point something else out, though. This is some pretty heavy rainfall, so let's dive right into how much rainfall we've seen in some of these areas, like, for example, Lake City. It's been coming down pretty good. With that in mind, definitely could be some ponding of water by the sides of roads in some of these areas. I'm going to pull up a tool so we can kind of get an estimate here of how much rain we've seen. So a quick ½ inch in a very short amount of time. I know we have drought conditions in place across the low country, but when you get a ½ inch of rain really quickly, that can certainly lead to some issues with water on the sides of the roads. So just a heads up, again, on 52, there could be some issues with water there. Now, this is beneficial rain. We absolutely need this right now. Drought conditions, severe drought conditions in place across all of the low country. So it's good that we are getting all of this rainfall right now.
Yeah.
But again, the main concern still waiting for this tornado warning to eventually expire. It's almost fully out of Williamsburg County at this point, and there's really no areas of concern showing up here on radar that kind of strike to me as, hey, we definitively have something here right now. This is a straight line moving through the area, and I'm not really seeing any big signs of concern. I mean, you can tell right here, all of our winds just moving in one direction, no wrapping, no rotation. I'm in the National Weather Service chat right now, keeping an eye on when they may go ahead and cancel this for Williamsburg County, and I expect that to be pretty soon here.
Yeah, it's looking really good. It figures that we've been talking about needing rain for the last couple of days, and the only shot we got is with tornado warnings, of course, and then even then it's a few sprinkles here or there. It's just that time of year. March really doesn't get that rain going, but that is the season for severe weather for us. March, April, and May is when we get the most of our tornado warnings in the state of South Carolina, and it's proven that today. They had almost 9 of them in the Midlands. We're just getting 1 of them down here into the low country.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, this storm is almost fully out of Williamsburg County. No areas of rotation really showing up. We're just going to hang tight a little bit longer. Again, you always want to heed tornado warnings, so if you are still in some of these areas, maybe you have family or friends, your phone's still going off, always a good idea to stay put. But for right now, places that we can completely clear, Lake City, most of Williamsburg County at this point, and north of King Street, and of course everywhere south of King Street as well. Let me actually toggle off all of our alerts so you can get a better look at some of these showers and thunderstorms. They've been weakening with time. I'm actually going to pull back over the last 30 minutes or so just to show you what it looks like here over time.
Yeah,
you notice some of the deeper colors here? We had some heavier showers earlier approaching King Street. But with time, it's just been weakening, and it's on that weakening trend as we speak. And Brant, like you mentioned earlier, looking across the rest of the low country, this is for a tiny, tiny section of our coverage area that we're talking about. So if you're watching us in Somerville, if you're watching us in Charleston, even in Georgetown, there are no concerns in any of these locations. It's just this one tiny sliver of Williamsburg County. But again, it's Williamsburg County, and we will continue to keep you posted on this. More than likely, they're going to cancel this pretty soon, or they'll continue the tornado warning and remove Williamsburg County from it.
I'd be surprised if they continue that severe thunderstorm warning even into Georgetown County. That line of showers is just completely falling apart. Might get a special weather statement, but that's going to be about it. I think some gusts up to 40, 50 miles per hour may be possible.
Yeah, so at this point, our showers and thunderstorms are almost fully out of Williamsburg County, so we're likely just going to, there it goes. Let's see if that is the continuation. We're in the National Weather Service chat right now, seeing the latest update from them. Here's the tornado warning. This is actually a new one. This is out for Florence.
Look at, you know what? I bet it moves north. I bet it pops right up along the line as they've been doing all morning, so it's going to be in a new location up towards the north. You got that severe thunderstorm warning. Now,
that's just out.
Okay, severe thunderstorm warning has just been issued for the eastern half of Williamsburg County. Now, that's going to be, it's likely going to be due just to the winds. Just
Yes.
that gust front coming through is enough to get that severe thunderstorm warning issued. But notice it misses most of Georgetown. This is moving right along the northern section of Georgetown County and kind of central to northeastern Williamsburg County. So it's likely just going to be due to those wind gusts ahead of this line. It's not even going to be the storm itself. It's going to be the winds ahead of this line. So if you're waiting for the storm to show up and you're thinking, well, I'll be okay until the rain gets here. No, that wind's going to be there before the rain gets there. As Jed was mentioning earlier, because of that outflow boundary, it is racing ahead of the storm, and it's cutting off the moisture to the storm. So that's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
We like that.
And again, at this point, we're looking at this warning, and clearly all of even the thunderstorm activity, it's outside of Williamsburg County at this point. So if you are in Williamsburg County, the threat is over here. So we're going to go ahead and continue with News 2 Midday right now. It's 12:01. Again, thanks for sticking with our coverage. Meteorologist Brant Beckman with me. I'm meteorologist Jed Kristoff.